This Aula HERO 68HE has blown me away. It's a little more expensive than most of the budget HE keyboards that I've reviewed on this channel. However, it is definitely the best in the $60-ish price bracket. And the second that you get your hands on it, it just feels super high quality and you know this is gonna be a good product. That is exactly what happened when I opened this up. And let me tell you, I was pretty biased against it. My first Aula HE experience was actually not the best. This keyboard was outclassed by a keyboard that was $10 less expensive, which was the Redragon K617. So I didn't really know what to think when I was reviewing this, but it seems like paying the extra $24 for this keyboard right here pretty dramatically upped the quality. The switches felt really good out of the box. It had a thock. It was very premium and definitely a better feel than my Wooting out of the box. The chassis has a lot of heft to it, and the strap is made out of a nice material, even though this absolutely doesn't matter. It does have a nice aesthetic. Now on the back here, you can see it has this nice LED bar. This might not be to your taste. I do think they sell a version without the LED bar. I thought it was really cool, really innovative. And I think that if you don't fancy the LED bar, you can get a cheaper version of this keyboard and that would make it an even better deal. I went all out for the Hero version because I really wanted to give Aula the best shot I could after the last experience I had with them. I know people like these keyboards a lot, so I wanted to make sure that I got their absolute best one or one of their best ones. And the good news is when I slid all the settings to their absolute minimum, meaning no pre-travel, no dead zone, no nothing, just absolute snappy rapid trigger settings, it actually worked. Now it did stick a little bit. I had to turn down the travel about 0.25 from 0, but it still felt very good at that setting. And I was able to win some games with this keyboard. And that's a much different experience than with this Win60 HE, where I tried to max out the settings and it was just completely unusable. The weird part though is that the software is not the same as the Win60 HE. It's a different one. I'll link that in the description. I thought it was pretty hard to understand the software, and it was weird that I had to download an XE to update this. It didn't let me update it through the web tool, which is weird. I'm not really a huge fan of these front-facing, like the legend on the keys. Although the aesthetic is really cool, like the wavy design on the front is really cool. I did just get this because it was a flashy color. It's not like my first choice. I think it was one of their cheapest options on Amazon. It looks pretty good in person. It has these nice silver metal plates on the sides. But yeah, this is pretty cool. The fact that it was able to be so sensitive on those settings and still feel usable, I was what was holding this keyboard back. In my games, I knew that I was messing up and that it wasn't the keyboard messing me up. It was just so precise that it basically made me not be able to fat finger, not be able to rest my fingers on the keys anymore. Now, obviously you can tune that out by adjusting the dead zone, but I just want to see how far this keyboard would go and still feel correct, accurate, and not have any of those sticky key problems that the Win60 HE had. Now, I'm thinking because this worked so well and it's only $24 more than the other Aula that I had, maybe I got a dud Aula. I did calibrate it and I did check for updates, so I have a mini 60 back there that hasn't been unboxed yet. So once I unbox that one, you guys will see a comparison video comparing all of the settings, basically which Aula is best for you. You just have like the standard stuff in the box. You have a cable, you have the keyboard, you have the strap, metal screws to hold it all together. You have a switch puller and key puller. You have spare keys, and then you also have a manual. I know it's more expensive than the Aula Win60 HE by a lot. The quality increase was so dramatic that it definitely made me think that this is the best keyboard that I have gotten for this price range. And it is definitely better than my Fizz. I know I switched from my Wooting to the Fizz because it felt really good, but this one actually feels even a little bit better because of those creamy thocky switch keycap combos and whatever gasket material they use. It just really makes a good sound. It just feels heavier and higher quality than my K617 Fizz. Now that's the thing, the Redragon is a $20 keyboard. I don't think there's anything on the planet that can ever come close to the performance of that keyboard for the price. And that's the crazy part about the Red Dragon Fizz. It's 8K polling rate, and you can definitely feel it. People that say that you can't feel the polling rate on a keyboard, don't trust them. There is a distinct feeling of the polling rate. This one has that distinct feeling, and that is probably why I'm switching to it, because it's just a higher quality K617. I mean, it doesn't make this a better deal than the K617, but it definitely feels higher quality. And if you have the budget, you're paying for the quality, right? Paying for that better fit and finish and better feel in the switches. I'm coming to the conclusion that it's actually really important to look for high polling rate when you're getting an HE keyboard. I just think it makes a huge difference in game, especially if you have to do counter strafes and you have to do a lot of very technical movement stuff. You just feel that much more connected to the game. I'm really happy. This is definitely the best keyboard I've reviewed on this channel so far. Now, the K617 Fizz, it comes close, guys, but this one edges it out. I know it's unfair because you pay more for this. The fit and finish of this is what the K617 Fizz lacks. Now, if it was life and death and I had to win $1 million tournament, would it really matter if I picked this or the Fizz? Maybe a little bit. Skins equals wins in game, right? If that butterfly knife makes you play better, this right here might make you play better too, just from feeling good in the hand. I really do like the Fizz, but this also has its own feel, and I really do like it. I wasn't expecting to like it either. I was very biased against Aula because my Win60 HE was kind of a dud. You know, this keyboard really does have some heft to it and some polish. Props to Aula for making it. It's an original design. They just put a lot of passion and effort into this keyboard. The Win60 HE definitely lacked that. It's just a simple Wooting clone. They definitely pushed the envelope for design with this keyboard, and I like it because every little bit of heavy, high quality material that they put on this keyboard makes it not slide around your desk as much and just feel like a solid place for your hand to rest. I really did enjoy using this keyboard. I think because this one has an 8K polling rate, has such a low latency, it just makes me gravitate towards it more. Now again, it's unfair. The Fizz is just twice as cheap, but this right here is really, really good, and it feels better than the Fizz. I know I was really hyping it up, but I was hyping it up in comparison to my Wooting, which is a pretty old design at this point. This is relatively new. This isn't really even a Wooting clone. I could just prefer keyboards like this over a Wooting. The Wooting doesn't have much compared to this keyboard that is revolutionary anymore. This has most of those gaming features that you would find on the Wooting, like SOCD and all of that. You have it in there, okay? You can tweak all of that stuff and it makes it pretty convenient. But yeah, stay tuned for future reviews. My next two are gonna be super cool. But yeah, I got a lot of stuff piling up in the back to review. I will come up with comparisons, slow-mo videos, bunch of cool ideas, so make sure to subscribe and drop a comment below if you want to see anything in particular. The Win60 HE, I will be reviewing that soon. So stay tuned, subscribe, leave a comment below. Peace, guys.